double O pipe here, or just plain old Rick, is fine with me. I took the liberty of filling my cob before I turned this thing on. Opened up a new bottle of Carter Hall. And I gotta try and light it. I smoked a bowl earlier, but it was in my briar. That was a red hot ash just dropped. It got mighty close, but it didn't. Seems only right to light this thing up as you're standing or as you're sitting here. Window is open. Trying to get a cross breeze. I should put one of those rubber things on here because it's easier on the teeth than this old hard thing. I've been trying to see if he was right about that corncob and briar difference smoking Carter Hall. I don't know exactly what the difference is, but it's not as good in this as it is in that briar. It seems more mellow or something. I don't know. No, you had a point. I prefer it in that briar, but I don't know why. I don't know if I had a reason for getting on here or what. I think I just sat down and wanted to smoke a pipe, and it feels like when I'm doing this now, I'm supposed to be looking at myself in that thing. I'll put up a short on Hunter in his new bed, which yesterday he wouldn't have anything to do with it till after I threw those blankets on it. Those blankets had been on his other bed, so I don't know why I didn't think of that right away. I was trying to think of what to tell y'all today, and I came up with two ideas, both of them involving Clyde. Like I said before, he was 4 years older than me. One of them when I was 14 and I had just gotten my driver's permit, and he thought he'd make use of that. And the other was after I had been in England for 3 months, just to visit family and such. And we were spending the afternoon at the old, I don't know what you call it. It was the old drive-in we used to go to. And something I said to him just got him fired up. Anyway, I think I decided on the one where I was younger and he was younger. He was he was 18 and I was 14. He was a ladies' man, and the ladies knew that. They loved him as much as he loved them. And he found out at an early age how much they did love him. Yes, he did. And he had an old 56 Ford, black and red, I believe it was. And he used to take me with him whenever he went riding. Like I said, I had just recently gotten my driver's permit. So he was going over to see his girlfriend. He asked me if I'd like to come along. I said, heck yeah, I'd love to go. I always enjoyed riding with him. It was like an adventure. He was always good to me. Had a little bit of the devil in him, twisting things sometimes, but you know, it's good-naturedly. Anyway, I got in the car and he cranked it up. Excuse me. That engine, loud and rumbling. He enjoyed the movie Thunder Road with Robert Mitchum. I think we saw that 13 times, maybe more. Anyway, he loved the rumble of that engine in that movie, so he always tried to get his engine to sound the same. Crank it up, and that deep-throated rumble would sound through the neighborhood, and everybody knew Clyde was going somewhere. So he backed out and took off down the road. He didn't tear up his tires. He didn't like doing that. I mean, it wore the rubber off, and that was crazy. But he did like to drive fast, so it was after sundown when we got to his girlfriend's house. And he drove around the neighborhood a couple of times, making sure that her dad wasn't home. And he pulled into the driveway and he hit the gas pedal a couple of times, and that let her know that his car was there because it would rumble loud. Of course, the whole neighborhood knew he was there too. But her dad wasn't home. So he looked at me and he said, I want you to do me a favor. And I said, what? He said, I'm going in to see my girl here. And if you should see his car, it's a green Mercury, light green Mercury. And if he gets under that stoplight, no, that street light over there, and you see it's a green Mercury, back in those days we always knew what the cars were because every October the new ones would come out and we were always thirsting over them. Said, if you see that car, I want you to beep this horn twice, fast, beep, beep. So I know it's you, and I know to get out of this house real fast. Her daddy didn't like him. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I'm okay with that. He said, now I want you to sit behind the wheel because I'm going to want you to back out of here and drive off. I said, I don't know how to drive this thing. I was used to driving an Anglia, which is an old English Ford. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of those, but it was a great little car, but nothing like this 56 Ford he had with the rumbling engine. He said, how much harder could it be from the car that you drive? I said, okay, I'll do it. Go ahead. I'll keep a lookout. So I was sitting there I had to keep pinching myself so I didn't go to sleep. Along about 10 minutes after he'd been in there, I saw a light green Mercury pull up to the stop sign right under that old street light out there. Now it was far enough away that when he turned the corner and came to the house, we should have time to get out of there and leave. So I hit the horn, beep, beep. And that screen door slammed and he was throwing his shirt on and he said, crank it up, crank it up. So I reached over there and cranked it up. Now the seat was back for him. He was a good foot taller than me practically, and his legs were a lot longer. So the seat was way back. I have short legs, short arms, and I didn't bother to move the seat. So I cranked it up, rumble, rumble, rumble. He said, put it in reverse, get ready to go, get ready to go. And he came running over to the passenger side. Jumped in the car and said, go, go. The car had just turned the corner and was coming. So I slid up on the seat, holding on to the steering wheel, and reached as far as I could with my foot and hit the gas. And the car went back. And I had the steering wheel up in my chest. And I didn't know what to do, so I let off on the gas. Letting off on the gas, I went back. He said, what are you doing? Hit that gas, let's get out of here. So I leaned up again, hit the gas, went up on the steering wheel. I was almost out of the driveway whenever I just couldn't take it anymore, and I let off on the gas and started turning the wheel, which meant I slid back in the seat again. He said, nephew, get this thing going. He was slamming back and forth too. We didn't have seat belts back in those days. He was realizing he had made a mistake. He should have jumped in the other side so he could drive. So I was turning the wheel and sliding up there to hit the gas again. I hit the gas and the car went whipping around, and I went slamming into the door and sliding back whenever my foot came off the gas. And I had to slide up again to hit the clutch and put it into first. Of course, it was on the whatever it is, I can't even think of the word now. Anyway, I had to pull it down into first, and I turned the wheel so we could get out on the road, and I hit the gas again, holding on to the wheel, and it slammed me back. And we did this 2 or 3 times more, and this car was just turning the corner. He said, if you don't get this car rolling, we're in deep shit. So I finally just slid up there, hit the gas, and just held on so I didn't go one way or the other. And we went tearing out of there and went down to the end of the road, and I turned the corner, and he said, get the hell from behind that wheel and stop this car. I'll never forget that as long as I live. So he got out of the car and went around to the driver's side, and I slid over there, and he said, I ain't never letting you drive this car again. I said, well, the seat was too far back. What do you expect? I'm short. You're not. He said, well, why didn't you pull the seat up? I said, I didn't think I was going to have to drive out of there. Anyway, another crazy story. My Uncle Clyde. Love him to death, miss him. Really miss him. He used to live right next door till he passed away. Oh, jeepers. But those women sure loved him. They did love him. I'd tell you the one about 1966, whenever we were sitting at the patio, which was the little drive-in restaurant that we used to sit at. But I'll leave that for another day. I hope I didn't bore you too much or make you think, what an idiot. But hope everybody's doing well. Hope your day was as nice as this one. It was a pretty day today. It's nice and cool compared to what it usually is. I sat down and poured me another one of these. I should probably drink it beforehand so that my stories get a little wilder, but anyway, so much for that. I will say Codger challenge. I don't know what YouTube this is, but I know it's more than 4. I'm enjoying it. I hope y'all find some fun in the stuff that I'm telling you. I mean, I was just 14. What did I know about escaping from fathers getting home from work? Okay. Y'all take care. God bless. Till the next time.